Wouldn't you be scared of your editors unionizing? I pay them handsomely to not unionize, okay? Thank you. You don't need to unionize, you need mutually assured destruction. That's true. Tempest could just end my career at any point in time by uploading, like, shell videos with the N-word as the title. So it feels like there's a, you know, mutually assured destruction pact going on here. That's good, you know. Hey, 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 hey. How about we stop wasting time with this jabroni stuff, okay? Why don't we focus on the first Amazon union? Huh? Huh? And on April Fools of all days. Well, no, it happened yesterday. But you know, right before April Fools, you know. Anyway, Amazon warehouse workers at a facility in New York City. That's why I did the jabroni bit. Have voted to form the first U.S. union in the tech giant's 27-year history, marking a stunning victory for the bootstrapped effort led by a fired employee, based and spite-pilled. I take it back, boys. Spite politics is on the menu, okay? But only when it leads fired employees to form unions against their former employers. In a closely watched election, workers at a Staten Island, New York facility known as JFK 8 voted in favor of forming a union. I like how their facilities aren't even like, they don't even have like a real name. It's just like a designation number, you know? At least here or whatever. It's like, Jesus, just give your employees serial numbers, right? In favor of forming a union with a newly established organization called Amazon Labor Union, or ALU, which was started by current and former warehouse employees. 2.6K votes in favor of unionizing against 2.1K against by the end of the second and final day of public vote counting. That is a lot of people voting here. I mean, this is a significant victory. This is not like a minor thing. Now let's see how the sore losers are taking it. In a statement after the vote, Amazon indicated it is exploring various legal channels to fight the results. No, you can't do that. You can't unionize in this country. That's illegal. No. We're disappointed with the outcome of the election to Staten Island because we believe having a direct relationship with the company is best for our employees, Amazon said in the statement. We're evaluating our options. Scummy pieces of shit. I hope they Roblox. Don't care. Like, here, like, look at this. They also imply that this is due to some, like, illegal interference after Amazon in, what was it, Arizona, actually did interfere with the election results over there. We're evaluating our options, including filing objections based on the inappropriate and undue influence by the NLRB that we and others, including the National Retail Federation, U.S. Chamber of Commerce, witnessed in this election. So they're basically saying that the National Labor Relations Board weighed in undue influence. I think this is total BS. I don't care. They lose. They lose. They're dumb. They're gay. Big losers. Big losers. I don't care. Big losers. Yeah, sorry. Nope. Yeah. So let's take a moment to talk about how scummy Amazon is. First of all, I hate the phony, paternalistic, we know what's good for you bullshit with unionizing, okay? I hate that so much. We think that the best thing for our employees is a direct relationship with the fuck you. Fuck you. The data on, like, how much wealth in this country goes the top 5% relative to union union membership is like a directly inverse relationship. It's pretty clear. It's a pretty striking, you know, causative relationship there. Union membership versus wage distribution graph. This is a pretty famous chart. Yep, I think we've all seen it before, but I think it's worth seeing again. It's a pretty remarkable, you know, like, do we know it's causative? Well, it's very complicated. Like anything, you know, like anything economics oriented, it's very complicated. Lots of confounding variables. I cannot deny this. However, this is a striking relationship right here. This is a very, very, very compelling flipped graph. This is, what would you call this? Mirrored symmetry right here, pretty much. Yeah, very, very striking. The staggering result could prove to be a milestone moment for Amazon and the broader labor movement in the United States. The union vote has the potential to upend how Amazon, the country's second largest private employer, engage with some of the members of this vast workforce. See, let me tell you, folks, the reason why Amazon's been fighting so hard against this, and they have been, trust me, is because what they don't want, the thing they want the least, is an example, okay? It's like Russia not wanting a post-Soviet state to be a democracy because it shows how much better those countries are. Amazon does not want its workers looking and seeing how much better unionization would be for them. If this union takes off, and I hope it does, it's possible that union corruption or incompetence could cause problems. That's not always the case. In fact, it's often not the case. Usually it's beneficial. There can be problems. I hope there aren't here. If this really takes off, they could lead the example. All these other Amazon workers, hundreds of thousands of people, can look there and go, hey, Amazon said that we're better off when we do not have unions, and yet these unionized workers are getting higher wages and better hours, and everything is better in every way for them. I'm curious. That's what I'm hoping for. And that is why, and I'm serious when I say this, okay? Amazon, if given the choice between giving like $10 million in extra salary per year to people in a given area that work for them, and setting that $10 million on fire year after year after year, they would choose the latter option every time, okay? Because to them, the workers are slaves, and they have to be kept in line. Amazon would rather light piles of money on fire than allow that money to be used to serve as an example how much more effective unionization can be, okay? Because we don't want to just take $10 million every year from Amazon, do we? No, we want $10 billion every year from Amazon. The workers under Amazon want 10 billion, a bajillion, gajillion, infinite money. If you light 10 million on fire, what's that? It's gone. 10 million. Okay, you can afford it. You show workers how much better unions can be, and you're going to be paying a hell of a lot more than that down the line. And they will. And they've been fighting to prevent this. Amazon spent $4.3 million on anti-union consultants last year. They have been, look at that, $3,200 a day for their work. My God, it's like they're YouTubers. The online retailer held captive audience meetings to dissuade workers from unionizing, with consultants receiving captive audience. Like basically, get in this room, lock the doors, weld the doors shut. All right, you're watching. Yeah, you're watching a 3-hour module on how actually collective bargaining would make all of you less happy, yeah, they're like private YouTubers. 3-hour video essays from like libertarian YouTubers or something. But unironically, the fact that a positive vote went through in spite of all the propaganda that Amazon puts out is really remarkable, okay? You guys remember all that stuff from the Arizona warehouse? They were putting anti-union pamphlets in, like, the fucking bathrooms. They were hanging up propaganda on the walls. They make you watch modules for training that tell you how unions are bad for you. They put up, like, billboards and posters. Their managers are encouraged to explain, like, they bombard you with anti-union propaganda because they're afraid of it. They're terrified of unionizing, which is one of the reasons why, I mean, from our perspective, we know that unions would be so good. They wouldn't be terrified of them if they weren't effective at siphoning wealth from the ultra-wealthy back to the people who actually need it. Anyway, continuing. It could also add fuel to organizing, both within the company's own sprawling empire, as well as at other companies across the country. Oh, hey, Seattle, where efforts are already underway, such as at an Amazon Fresh store in Seattle. Oh, maybe I should drop by sometime and slap their manager? Nah, managers are workers too. Managers also benefit from unions like they can, It's not always an anti-manager thing. It's often an anti-manager thing, but not always. Wouldn't you be scared of your editors unionizing? I pay them handsomely to not unionize, okay? Thank you. The outcome was hailed by advocacy groups, large labor unions, and the White House, with Press Secretary Jen Psaki telling reporters Friday that President Joe Biden was glad to see workers ensure their voices were heard. Historically, Joe Biden has been a relatively pro-labor president. I mean, within the range of, like, Democrats being Democrats. It is heartening to see him speak on this instead of be silent about it, Because if this was Donald Trump, that he would, like, speak out against the unionizing, right? Like, I heard that these Amazon, these warehouse workers, the union, it's very dumb, it's very bad, it's a bad idea. I don't know why they're not listening to Bezos. He's a very smart guy, like some shit like that. I think Biden it's like relatively pro worker, like, you know, pro union, whatever. But he hates Bezos. That's true. I don't know what he'd say. You don't need to unionize when you mutually assure destruction. That's true. Tempest could just end my career at any point in time by uploading like shell videos with the N word as the title. So it feels like there's a, you know, we, you know, it's sort of a mutually assured destruction pact going on here. That's good, you know. What was this? Oh yeah. John Logan, professor of labor and employment studies at the San Fran State University, called the ALU win a jaw-dropping result. I am surprised by it. He added, there really is no bigger prize for unions than winning at Amazon, and that's why this is such a big deal. Amazon is literally like the forefront of the modern labor struggle, because Amazon is everywhere. Amazon is everything. Amazon is like the future of like commercial distribution. It's like the center of the modern economy practically. And there have been so many discussions about like labor rights concerning it. Shortly after the tally was complete, Christian Smalls, more like Christian Big Dick, the president of ALU, who's largely faced the org, joined a crowd of other ALU organizers and members of other labor groups that had gathered in downtown Brooklyn to celebrate the win, sipping from a bottle of champagne and wearing pants emblazoned with the brand name Billionaire Boys Club. Smalls gave up. What a fucking king. What a fucking king, dude. This is the champagne socialism I want to see. Winning a union battle against Amazon and then drunkenly stumbling on stage for your victory speech while wearing like a leopard print leotard, a gold bedazzled suit, and like a belt buckle the size of your head with like Billionaires Club emblazoned on it while drinking from a champagne bottle. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Yeah, get that Tiger King drip. Does anyone have a picture of that? I want a picture of that. There's got to be picture or video of that. That's what I want to see. Smalls gave a brief, yeah. Okay. Christian Biggs over here. Holy shit, they didn't mention the fucking shades. Absolutely. Rolling it out. Swag God. He dripping out. Absolutely. Everyone here is psyched. I'm psyched. My God. My man over here got some fire union pussy later that day. Ussy. I guess it would just be ussy. Yeah, just ussy, I guess. Uni ussy. Yeah, there we go. 2 years ago, my life. I saw him speak live at the summer he's based. Oh, Shu has seen him speak live. Oh yeah, because he's in New York, right? Hey!
To be standing here in solidarity with actually some of the workers here from JFK Staten Island.
That literally video provided by Shu on Head. Our correspondent on the ground.
I ain't gonna call them out, but you can see their shirts. Amazon Labor Union, we have created a worker-led independent union. Let me repeat that. Not established. We don't have millions of dollars. This is worker-led, brand new, created. This should be the most talked about union drive in the country right now. Guess what? It's not.
Let's talk about it.
It's not. But I'm talking about it here today. Yeah. You know why? Because New York is a union town. Yeah. And then we have a union at Amazon. We have healthcare. Actual healthcare.
Hold on. I'm a little new and uneducated in the labor fight. What are the consequences of Amazon just closing that site as a nuclear response to avoid the fight? First of all, we're talking about like thousands and thousands of workers unionized, so closing it down would be a huge economic loss for them, like a massive, massive one. This wouldn't just be like firing a few people. Second of all, I feel like that would lead to a legal action because technically punishing people for unionizing is illegal. You can't fire people for unionizing. And I feel like them closing the plant right after this move would lead to one of the largest class action lawsuits like in labor history. That would lead to an unfathomable degree of legal retaliation. Now, obviously, businesses have skirted around this in the past, but this would be a very tough one for them to win. And third of all, I think it would just be a huge optical loss, you know? Amazon's been pretending this whole time that it opposes unions because it's good for the workers, for them to not be in a union. For them to engage in something that explicitly spiteful, I guess, would be like, yeah, I don't know. It seems like that would be like maybe they could try it, but I feel like there would be a severe consequences.
There's women that I've known from that facility that had miscarriages. There's people that I know going to work limping every day. because they have to go to work to make a decent living. And what is a decent living is not what they're being paid. I'll tell you that right now. So this is why we have to fight. We have to continue to stay resilient, stay in the streets, do what we have to do. I don't care about all the criticism that we get and receive for doing these marches. We do what we have to do because we believe in this. That's right. And there is no power like the power of the people, right? People come together, they can't be stopped, right?
What a goddamn king. I think this really is a testament to how, through perseverance, you're able to make miracles happen. I mean, and that really is what's happening here, you know? Yeah, if this guy keeps it going, he's going to have a political career one day. Like, leading such a massive labor upset against Amazon. Jesus. You know, if they don't Pinkerton him, they don't get him killed. In his speech, he also mentioned a widely reported suggestion by an Amazon executive in 2020 to disparage Smalls as not smart or articulate. I wonder, articulate. That's a very weird, that's a very, very strange comment to make about a person as part of a political opposition to them. You know, it's just, I wonder, least racist Amazon executive, okay? The guy who made that comment, least racist one. All the rest of the Amazon executives just wanted to call him the N-word. This was the most light-handed touch they got. At the time, the executive said his comments were personal and emotional and that he'd allowed his emotions to get the better of me. It's not about me. Amazon tried to make it about me from day one, Small said. It's always going to be about Amazon versus the people, and today the people said they wanted a union. Super based. Maybe Bessemer, Alabama can do a redo at some point. Yeah, keep in mind how big of a deal, okay, the Bessemer, Alabama, like battle was. We talked about it for months and months and months, and there were like 2,000 people who voted in and around it. And this one had 5,000, and it's in New York City too. You know, I mean, so obviously things are going to be amplified significantly by a pretty decent margin too. About 520 votes above in favor. You know, like not a sweep, sure, but not close either. Just remarkable work here. Of course, the details can go further. Oh, I would love to have him on stream. I would love to have him on stream. I'll reach out to him. Maybe he has some social media. Hopefully he hasn't been hit with a VDS bat, you know. Please talk about the tweets of Crystal and AOC. Oh, I didn't even... AOC celebrated the win on Twitter, and then Crystal Ball was like, if you like their win so much, then why didn't you show up at any of their rally meetings? And AOC said, like, well, there was a scheduling conflict at one point, and also they weren't in my district, and then people were like, well, then you don't really care. I don't really care. Listen, this event is about the victory of working people and unions over Amazon. I am just not interested in making it about, like, attacking the squad. Look, maybe the squad could have been louder about this. I legit don't know. I don't pay attention to them. Really, like, you guys, how often do you hear me talk about the squad? I really don't talk about them positive or negative. To me, it's just like, I'm glad we have, like, 8 people out of the 400-something people in Congress who are, you know, more left-leaning than average, like, whatever. Okay, great. You know what I mean? It's you know, off in that corner. You know, I will always support politicians being as vocally in favor of unionization efforts as possible. So I hope they are that. You know, that's my hope. So remarkable stuff here. Really, really hope we see a continuation of these events in the future, because this could be the turn. You know? Like, this could be the turn. And I really hope. Yeah, I really hope. The working people in this country have just been fucked over in so many ways. Don't get me wrong. By the way, unionized workers still getting fucked over, but there are degrees of getting fucked over, okay? Massive, massive degrees, okay? Listen, okay? Right now, American workers are ununionized American workers in, like, right to work states with no job guarantees or benefits are getting over, like, we're talking like a bad dragon bonanza, okay? They're airtight, you know, they're honest to God, there's you know, if you took the whole volume of their body and divided, there's more silicon in them than there is any meat. But unionized, at that point, you know, it's well, you're still getting over, but maybe it's like, you're not airtight. I mean, it's better, okay? It's better. Thank you for entertaining this in language you can all understand. End the segment. Get me out of here, please.